Hi everyone, and welcome back to my channel. Here we are again today with another video. I lost over 130 pounds, and one of the ways that I did this was through intermittent fasting. Now on my channel I've talked about intermittent fasting many of times, but I don't think I've ever talked about alternate day fasting and how I personally have lost weight by using this method of intermittent fasting. So today I'm going to tell you guys how to exactly lose weight faster using alternate day fasting as a weight loss tool. So just to give you a brief rundown on my story and how intermittent fasting has helped me so much, I lost over 130 pounds by using intermittent fasting combined with the ketogenic diet, and this accelerated my weight loss. I lost weight extremely fast by doing this, but I still intermittent fast and I fluctuate the fasting hours, usually on a weekly basis. Intermittent fasting is the practice of abstaining away from food for a certain period of time. Now, you can do different methods of intermittent fasting. There's the most basic intermittent fasting method, which is 12-12, which is basically you can eat for 12 hours and you sleep for about 8 hours and you fast for about 4 hours. Around 8 hours is where our body gets into a state of ketosis after abstaining from any food and any drink that has calories inside of it or sugar. And then there are different methods like the 16-8 intermittent fasting method, where you're not eating for 16 hours and then you're only eating for 8 hours. We have the warrior diet, which is where you fast for 20 hours and then you eat for 4. We have OMAD, which is 1 meal a day, where you intermittent fast for about 22 to 23 hours out of the day and then only eat for 1 to 2 hours, which is one of the ways that I lost weight. And then of course we have a different branch of fasting, which is prolonged fasting, which means you're going over 24 hours without not eating anything, not consuming any calories, basically just water fasting with plain tea, water, or black coffee. Alternate day fasting is taking one or more intermittent fasting methods and choosing different days to practice those intermittent fasting methods. For example, one of the ways you can alternate day fast is one day you're using the 16-8 method of intermittent fasting. Then the next day you decide to choose a different intermittent fasting method, such as 1 meal a day or OMAD, by just eating regularly or intermittent fasting one day and then the next day eating 0 calories. Now, I'm not a medical professional. These are just basically the definitions of intermittent fasting and alternate day fasting. I'm going to tell you how I lost weight by intermittent fasting and alternate day fasting, but you are inevitably the judge into which alternate day fasting method you would like to follow. Another way to alternate day fast is by, as I mentioned, just choosing one form of intermittent fasting and then the next one choosing a different form of intermittent fasting. So in this case scenario, you would not be consuming 0 calories every other day. You'll be consuming the same amount of calories, but just fluctuating your fasting hours. And the reason why this works is because your body gets into different fat burning states the longer you abstain away from eating food. So this could be beneficial, but it also allows you to kind of have some flexibility in the way that you are intermittent fasting or the way that you are consuming your calories. I lost 100 pounds in 4 months by intermittent fasting, and I did this by eating 1 meal a day. But now that I look at it, I also implemented alternate day fasting into my weight loss routine to be able to lose weight and lose weight even faster. So I ate 1 meal a day every single day to be able to lose weight. However, I fluctuated my calories about every other day to every 2 days. So the way that I personally practice intermittent fasting on my weight loss journey was one day I would eat around 1900, 2000 calories, and then the next day I would eat around 1500 calories, and then the next day I would eat 1800 or 2000 calories, and then the next day I would eat 1500 calories, and I did this continuously throughout my weight loss journey. I honestly didn't even do it intentionally. I just felt like sometimes 1500 calories wasn't enough with the level of activity that I was outputting. Now I'm gonna show you some meals that I made on my weight loss journey and what I ate. For me personally, when I was losing weight, I did eat a lot of the same things over and over again. I didn't have a lot of variety in the things that I ate. Just me specifically, I'm kind of picky about what I like to eat. If you guys aren't new to my channel, you guys know that I lost weight on the ketogenic diet, and a lot of the things that I ate to lose weight were things like meat and fat. So yes, on my weight loss journey, I had bacon and I had eggs, butter, cheese, and all of that good stuff. Even while I was alternate day fasting / intermittent fasting, I still ate this way. So the first thing I did was take 6 pieces of bacon and put them on a pan, and then I put 6 eggs on a skillet as well, added cheese and butter to them. Next, I'm slicing up some non-starchy fruit and vegetables. I'm taking some tomatoes and avocados. I know this is only 1 plate of food, but this will keep you full for a long time. So this is an example of meal number 1 that I would have. It does have 6 pieces of bacon, which has high amounts of calories. It also has 6 eggs, it has cheese, avocado. These things have high amounts of calories in them, which makes it acceptable to eat while you are following only 1 meal a day. Even though it may not look like a lot of food because there isn't any bread on here, this is probably 1200, 14 to even 1500 calories, including the butter I use, the dairy products that you can't really see. Even though I ate the same thing every single day at the same time, I never got bored of it because it was tasty to me. So first thing I'm gonna do is take some broccoli and steam it while I'm cooking everything else. You don't have to use broccoli, you can use asparagus, you can use Caesar salad, you can use all of these things. Personally, this is just what I did. While that is steaming, I'm gonna go ahead and make these patties over here. While these patties are cooking, I'm also going to just put about a tablespoon of butter inside of the broccoli. I also use this cooking spray right here. You can use coconut oil or any type of non-stick spray. I'm also going to be putting some cheese inside of the broccoli because it's almost done, it's boiling. Last but not least, I'm just going to saute some spinach with some avocado oil. Usually I like spinach and mushrooms. I mean, I know a lot of people don't like mushrooms, so that's why I'm not including it in the video. Tons of vegetables, tons of greens. This is another example of exactly what I would eat in a day on my weight loss journey and how I was able to lose 100 pounds in 4 months. To be able to successfully eat only 1 meal a day, I would wake up every single morning and I would drink black coffee with nothing in it. I know it can be kind of harsh sometimes, but for me personally, I love the taste of coffee with or without creamer, so it wasn't that big of a deal to me. I would go and I would exercise for about an hour, and I think in the gym I would burn about 400 calories minimum, maybe 500 calories a day, in addition to sitting in the sauna every single day. And then around 11:30 I would break my fast first. So now that I'm more educated, I break my fast with protein shakes and I break my fast with healthy food options, natural food options that are easy for our bodies to digest. Breaking your fast with a shake doesn't even have to be that complicated. The first thing I'm going to be doing is taking some pineapple chunks and some water. I used about 2 cups of water and about a 1/4 cup of pineapple. Next, I'm taking some powdered peanut butter. This peanut butter specifically is high protein and low calorie. If you would like to sweeten your smoothie, you can either use stevia or honey. Keep in mind that stevia has 0 calories. Next, I'm taking a protein powder. Protein helps keep you full, and if you guys can find a protein powder that has lesser carbs or that is high quality, that would be the way to go. These are my current favorite protein powders at the moment. The first one was vegan with only 2 grams of net carbs, and then this is a high quality whey protein that also has limited amounts of sugar. I also added some spinach into a blender. You can use any type of vegetable you think will taste best, and it's really that simple. And then I would give my body some time, about 30 minutes, to digest what I just ate, since I hadn't been eating for about 22 hours the previous day. And then I would go and have my one meal and eat for about an hour to 2 hours, and then I wouldn't eat anything else for the rest of the day. But depending on my hunger levels and my energy levels that day, or even if it was a rest day, I would fluctuate my calories. Now that you have kind of an idea of how to alternate day fast and pair that with intermittent fasting, I want to talk about some pros and cons to alternate day fasting that you may need to be aware of if you are considering this. The first benefit, or the first pro to being able to alternate day fast, is that inevitably you will lose weight faster. And the reason why you will do this is because you're not eating for such a long period of time. Even if you're not doing something specifically like the ketogenic diet or something that's very low carb, your body will inevitably get into a state of ketosis, which means it's burning the fat on your body for energy, which in turn will allow you to lose fat faster. And this is one of the reasons why I got involved with intermittent fasting in the first place, was because of this number one benefit, since I had a lot of weight to lose. The next reason, or the next benefit to alternate day fasting, is avoiding a weight loss plateau. So basically, when you are losing weight and you are doing something consistently for a period of time, your body seems to stall, or meaning it stops allowing you to lose weight at the rate you were doing previously. And there are many reasons for this. The first reason is because our bodies just adapt and they become accustomed to what we're doing, and so our metabolism slows down. Another reason is because we're not increasing the intensity of the exercise or the dieting regimen that we are following, so our body doesn't see any more significant changes. You kind of have to change your habits, and alternate day fasting allows you to do that. It allows you to continuously lose weight, and this is one of the things that I was very conscious of on my personal weight loss journey, when I wasn't seeing the scale move like how I wanted to. Even though that isn't necessarily the healthiest mindset, I made sure to eat more, or I made sure to really analyze the calories I was intaking, or fluctuate my calories on a weekly basis so I could continue losing weight, and this method really worked well for me. And the last benefit of alternate day fasting is that it has much more flexibility. You can really pair any diet you want to with intermittent fasting, and if you are doing something more restrictive, such as 1 meal a day or even the warrior diet, then you are able to have more flexibility and range in the things that you eat. Now let's talk about some cons that are associated with intermittent fasting / alternate day fasting. So the very first disadvantage or con I would say in my own experience is that intermittent fasting and alternate day fasting, especially combined, requires a lot of discipline. You have to make sure that you don't have a problem with overeating, binging, etc., so you don't hurt yourself or be in this very restrictive mindset. It's also very difficult to start intermittent fasting if you have never done it before, and especially if you don't have a proper whole food diet to pair along with that. If you don't know what you're doing, or if you're not also invested into the health benefits that come with intermittent fasting, this could lead to a dangerous cycle of, as I mentioned, overeating and then starving yourself, overeating and starving yourself. That is not the purpose of alternate day fasting. It's honestly to lose weight or to become healthy without you having to restrict yourself so much, because you're constantly refeeding yourself every other day. So you really have to do some research into what you're doing and get honest with yourself and understand if you can actually alternate day fast consistently without going on these cycles of undereating and overeating. Another disadvantage to alternate day fasting / intermittent fasting is that, of course, if you have any type of underlying health condition, you would want to get that checked out. You want to speak to a medical professional before you try to do anything that involves eating or restricting the amount that you were eating for. I know intermittent fasting isn't necessarily for everyone, and I know everyone can't do it because of certain medical conditions or underlying health causes. For me specifically, I got medical clearance to be able to do it. It was actually recommended to me. That's why I started getting into it, because I had a certain health concern. Another disadvantage to intermittent fasting and alternate day fasting is, as I mentioned, it is very difficult and it requires discipline, but the first weeks, the first days of intermittent fasting, you are going to be fatigued, especially if you are pairing this with a calorie deficit, because your body isn't used to it. It's really important to listen to your body, and if you feel like you need more calories or you need an extra rest day, to take that instead of just trying to force yourself to do something that you're not necessarily comfortable with or you don't feel like you can control. The last con slash disadvantage is sustainability. For me personally, I lost weight by intermittent fasting, and I still intermittent fast till this day, if not almost every single day. And I still follow some of the things that I included along my weight loss journey 2 years ago. If you guys are interested in exactly what I eat in a day to lose weight, I do have weight loss recipes down below. Thank you guys so much for watching this video, and I will see you in the next one.